Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to walk you through the addition of the cams to our automata assembly. I think this is the fourth video in the series, and the last one I finished up adding these rod guides, and notice I put these work planes in. That's going to be really important for us in just a second. So let's get going. Here we go. I want to have a snail cam here and a pear cam, and I want those things to be on this axle in the middle. Not only that, but I want them to be aligned vertically with these rod guides so that they hit they're vertically aligned underneath them. Really simple to start off with. I'm going to start with just a simple mate, and I'm going to make sure that I choose again the work axis, not the circle, but the work axis that goes through the middle. I'm going to choose the work axis that cuts through here. I'm going to mate them together. That looks great. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to do the same thing here for this pear cam. So there, axis, and there we go, right there. Here we go. Okay, so now we can see if I kind of come over here, I have both of those things in place. I'm going to click OK and just show you what it looks like here. So from the front view, they're locked in, but they can slide left and right. So my next goal is to get these exactly underneath the rod guides. That's the next step. Now, here's what I would suggest to you. Number one, if you're good, you would have built these things so that there was a mid-plane extrusion, but I did not do that. Okay, so I'll show you the workaround. That's probably what you're going to have to do if you've already created the cams. Inside the snail cam, notice that it has an origin folder. If I highlight it, I can go through here and I can look at the different work planes that exist. The problem with this is that work plane is on the edge and not in the middle. So what I went and did was I opened up the work plane, I opened up the cam and I created a mid plane down the middle, okay? The mid plane can be created if you choose plane. This isn't an assembly file, but if I do it in the part file, I click on plane and then I click on the left side and the right side, and it knows to go halfway between them. So now I have a work plane in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that and I'm going to make it visible. So now you can see that I have a work plane cutting through the middle of that snail cam. Let's get a better view right there. Okay, so when I have that, then I can go through and I can do like a mate or a flush. I can say, okay, notice the arrow there points to the right. Let's see here. I come up here to the work plane on this guy. It also points to the right, which tells me I need a flush. I'll know for sure because if I choose the wrong direction, it's going to just flip my snail cam backwards. I want these things, I have all the text on here on purpose. I want those things to face this direction. So good, I'm going to click OK. And then I'm just going to go through and notice what I have here now. The snail cam cannot move anymore. It can still rotate. That's what it's doing right now, but it can't move left or right. I'm just going to repeat that process with the pear cam. The pear cam, go through and I look at the origin folder. I go, oh man, I got no folders here, no planes here that I can use. So again, this is an easy way. I'm going to come here, I'm going to click open, I'm going to find my pear cam, and I'm going to go through. I'll demonstrate that work plane. So I click plane. You can drop down, by the way, and choose it here, but it's smart enough to understand if I click the back side first and the front side next. So here we go, there's one side. Come around here, click the other side. It says, oh, I'm guessing you wanted to do one right down the middle. There we go. I'm going to save this. Notice it's visible here. And all of a sudden, when we go back to the assembly, aha, there's one cutting right down the middle of my pear cam here. So same step. Go over here, maybe get where I can see it a little bit better. Choose the work plane. And I'm going to choose this work plane. And I want to do a flush instead. You'll see it flip around. There we go. Flush instead. I click apply. Click cancel. And we're good. Now, the problem is this. I can turn the crank and the axle turns, but the cams don't turn with it. Shoot. Well, here's what I'm going to do then. You'll notice then back in here, I have a cam, I have a work plane that cuts right through the middle of my snail cam. I'm going to make that visible. I have the same thing for my pear cam right here. I'm going to make it visible. And I'm going to lock those with an angle constraint, directed angle. I'm going to lock those to the work plane that I have on my eccentric cam. Or I can do it on the axle. It really doesn't matter. In fact, let's just do it on the axle right here. When it moves, I want this to move as well. apply. Click again. Here, this work plane to the axle. Okay, and right now you can see it flipped it upside down. So this would be an alignment issue. Do I want it to be like this? Perhaps I want it to be at a different angle. Maybe I want it to be a 90-degree angle at all point in times. Maybe I want it to be 180 at all point in times. You know, you can decide this. This is part of your story that you're getting ready to tell. But the angle constraint, changing that is what's going to change the alignment of the angle. I'm going to go and click OK. So I'm done with this. And now notice what happens when I turn the angle. Aha, they all spin together. That is pretty sweet. So hopefully that helps. We're getting pretty darn close to having everything done. A couple more videos and we should be good with the automata.